Welcome to Astronomy Daily, your source for the latest space and astronomy news. I'm Anna.
And I'm Avery. It's Saturday, July 4th, 2026. Happy Independence Day to everyone celebrating today. And welcome to our weekend space and astronomy news wrap.
That means we're doing things a little differently today. We've got 4 of the biggest stories from the past 5 days, plus 2 brand new stories to keep things fresh.
And what a week it's been. We've got a rescue mission that finally got off the ground, a telescope in Chile that just changed the game for astronomy, a geomagnetic storm timed perfectly for the holiday weekend, and a very close encounter between Mars and Uranus happening literally today.
Plus, NASA's given us the perfect 4th of July present, cosmic fireworks courtesy of the James Webb Space Telescope.
Let's get into it.
Let's start with the story we've been following all week. And finally, some good news. The Swift Boost mission has finally successfully launched.
After weather scrubs and then that software navigation issue that aborted Thursday's attempt, Catalyst Space's Link spacecraft got away clean early Friday morning, 4:36 a.m. Eastern Time, on a Northrop Grumman Pegasus XL rocket, released from the Stargazer aircraft over Kwajalein Atoll in the Marshall Islands.
And there's a bit of history in this launch, too. That was the very last flight of the Pegasus rocket. Full stop. End of an era for that vehicle.
It really is. Now, Link isn't just going to zip up and grab Swift straight away. It's got 2 to 3 weeks of careful observation ahead of it, sizing up the observatory to find the best spot to grapple onto it.
Right. Swift wasn't built to be serviced, so this is delicate work. Once Link picks its grab point and secures Swift with its 3 robotic arms, it'll fire up gentle ion thrusters and spend several months slowly raising the pair back to a safe orbit.
If it works, it'll be the first time a commercial spacecraft has ever captured a government satellite that was never designed to docking. No pressure, Link.
After the week it's had just getting off the ground, I think it's earned a little confidence. We'll keep tracking this one as it approaches Swift in the coming weeks.
Story 2 is genuinely one of the biggest moments in astronomy this year. The Vera C. Rubin Observatory in Chile has officially begun its 10-year legacy survey of space and time.
This has been 3 decades in the making. Rubin sits atop Cerro Pachón, and it's using the largest digital camera ever built, 3,200 megapixels, to photograph the entire southern sky every few nights.
Every single image captures a patch of sky about 45 full moons wide, and the camera snaps a new one roughly every 40 seconds. Over 10 years, it's expected to catalog around 17 billion stars and 20 billion galaxies.
And because it's revisiting the same patches of sky over and over, it'll build up what astronomers are calling a time-lapse movie of the universe, catching supernovae, asteroids, and anything else that moves, brightens, or fades, practically as it happens.
One of the project leads called it the end of a 30-year wait. And for anyone down here in the southern hemisphere, it's worth remembering this is very much our sky Rubin's watching.
A proud moment for Chile and for astronomy generally. This is going to keep producing headlines for a decade. Next up, if you've been outside the last couple of nights, you might already know about this one. That X1.1 solar flare from earlier in the week has triggered a proper geomagnetic storm.
NOAA's Space Weather Prediction Center has forecasted G2 to possibly G3 class storming across July 3rd and into today, July 4th, thanks to a series of coronal mass ejections arriving in close succession.
In the northern hemisphere, that's put the Aurora view line unusually far south. Parts of Montana, North Dakota, Minnesota, even as far as Kansas or Maryland if things get feisty.
And for us in the southern hemisphere, storms of this strength can bring the Aurora Australis into view too. Worth keeping an eye on the southern horizon tonight if you're away from city lights.
Just a reminder, the key thing to watch is the BZ component of the interplanetary magnetic field. When it swings south, that's when the show really gets going.
So tonight might just serve up fireworks in the sky as well as on the ground. Not a bad way to spend Independence Day if you're one for celebrating. Story 4 is a quick recap for anyone who missed Friday's episode because it's too big a story not to mention in a weekly wrap.
Astronomers led by a team at UC Irvine have confirmed GJ3378b, a super-Earth orbiting a small red dwarf just 25 light-years from us, sitting right in the star's habitable zone.
It's got a minimum mass a bit over twice Earth's, and it receives almost the same amount of starlight we do. That's about as close to an Earth analog as these things get in terms of energy balance.
The next step is figuring out whether it actually has an atmosphere. That's what would let scientists start hunting for biosignatures or liquid water. But even without that confirmation yet, it's a genuinely exciting addition to the short list of nearby potentially habitable worlds.
One of the researchers put it nicely. The line between habitability and desolation might be thinner than we think. We'll be watching for follow-up observations.
Now for one of our fresh news stories today, and it's got perfect timing. NASA has released a brand new James Webb image just in time for America's 250th birthday.
This one shows the FS Tau system about 450 light-years away in Taurus, and it is dripping with what NASA itself is calling cosmic fireworks. Background galaxies bursting into view, and the cluster of young protostars lighting up the frame.
The protostars themselves are only 1 to 3 million years old, babies in star terms. One of them, FS Tau b, is throwing off outflows of gas and dust that have carved these striking light blue ridges into the surrounding cloud.
Those ridges show up because the outflows compress the material and it starts reflecting light from the nearby protostar. Basically, the baby star is redecorating its nursery on its way out the door.
It's a gorgeous image and a lovely bit of cosmic timing from NASA. Infant stars asserting their independence, released right on America's 250th.
We'll have the image linked in the show notes so you can see it for yourself. It's worth a look. And in other news today, a genuine sky-watching event happening right now. Mars and Uranus are as close together in our sky as they've been in decades.
The closest approach is calculated for around 6 a.m. UTC today, July 4th, when the two planets will be separated by only about 6 arc minutes. For comparison, that's roughly half the separation between Mizar and Alcor in the Big Dipple's handle.
Mars is easy, a steady reddish point low in the east-northeast before dawn, sitting between the Pleiades and Hyades star clusters. Uranus is the hard part, since it's about 60 times fainter.
The trick is to use Mars as your guide star. Point binoculars or a small scope at Mars, then look just above it for a tiny greenish dot. That's Uranus.
Best viewing is around 3:30 to 4 a.m. local time, wherever you are, with a clear eastern horizon. And because this is a sky event rather than a location-specific one, it's visible from both hemispheres. So this one's for everybody, wherever you're listening from.
A lovely, quiet way to bookend a day that's going to be full of noise and fireworks for a lot of our listeners.
That wraps up this week's Astronomy Daily Weekend Wrap. A rescue mission finally underway, a new era of sky surveying begun, an Aurora show on offer, a promising new world next door, and 2 fresh stories bookending Independence Day with fireworks both cosmic and real.
Whatever you're doing today, we hope you get a clear sky tonight. Whether you're watching for Aurora, hunting down Uranus next to Mars, or just enjoying the fireworks down here on Earth.
I'm Avery.
And I'm Anna. Thanks for listening to Astronomy Daily. Clear skies, everyone, and happy 4th of July to our North American listeners.